I was booted out of a baby shower and discovered I'm a dad.
You're gonna need a real shower after all that.
She's not technically an ex since we were never in an actual relationship. I, 26 male, was back home for a few months almost 2 years ago. We hooked up for, I'd say, 4 months until I flew back out of state for work again. How many months were you there for? A few is like 2. You can't say, we were hooking up for 4 months if you were only there for a few months.
English major.
Her and I didn't see each other again until just recently at this baby shower. By the way, this comes from Didn't Leave Before, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Riley.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, I guess they became friends through this mom group. My friend has one other kid, and they became good friends. So that's why she was also invited. I was going to say hi when I saw her there, but she ignored me. Then that's when I noticed she was there with her boyfriend and their baby. So I thought it was better to keep my distance. But she actually approached me about 10 minutes later by the bathroom in the house. She asked me if I could leave because she's with her boyfriend. No.
Yeah.
Be a big girl.
See how you have your boyfriend? That shouldn't matter now, right?
Yeah, it should be fine. Also, who came first? Because if you were there first, she has no right to be like, you have to leave.
Nah, no, this is it. Here it is.
What?
He has to leave because it's the baby shower. It's his baby.
Well, no, but it's not her baby shower.
Whose baby shower?
It's so they have a mutual friend.
Oh.
And yeah, that they didn't really
well,
specify
that's freaking. Well, okay, so
they have a mutual friend, and they're both going to this baby shower. He shows up and is like, "Oh, you're here with your boyfriend."
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But I hadn't even approached them at all. So why would it be awkward if we didn't interact during the party? She wasn't letting it go. She actually told me, please, it's complicated. I told her that if her boyfriend doesn't know we have a history, then he won't need to, because I honestly don't care. All I was doing was being there celebrating one of my close friends' days. So if she left me alone, I'd leave her alone. That didn't end up being the case. They left not even an hour later. I kept my word about not going near them, but one of my friends told me her boyfriend saw me, and for whatever reason, they started arguing. It wasn't subtle either. They went to the front of the house, but you could still hear what sounded like them raising their voices at each other.
Is that your baby?
Is that his baby?
Is that your baby, OP?
And you just inside, you just hear that's them fighting outside.
Are they from the adults from Charlie Brown?
Exactly. A few minutes later, I saw her walking to my friend, probably telling her bye, but she was definitely looking right at me after that. Like she was super pissed. Everyone at the party was confused, so they were all talking about it for the rest of the time. For the first time in a long time, she texted me since I never changed my number. She told me, thanks for ruining a party when all of this could have been avoided.
Gotta love that. Gotta love the person who literally made the issue and then made the entire party after they left talk about them and
when
what
it's supposed
happened.
to be a baby shower. And also, you could have fixed the issue by leaving yourself.
Or you could have just been chill.
You could have
just not exploded.
I asked her what could have been avoided. But again, she didn't tell me. She just thinks it's my fault for whatever went down. Then after my friends found out she asked me to leave, they think I'm the a-hole for not doing that. What? I'm sorry. Your friends are like, oh, she asked you to leave? Well, then you just should have. I think you should go up to them at a party and say, hey, can you leave? It's just going to cause a lot of problems.
And it's complicated.
I can't tell you why, but you need to leave.
That's the thing. If she had explained why, then maybe I do leave. But like, if you're just going to tell me, no, I'm telling you to leave and it's, you should do that.
It's not even her party.
Right.
The whole party was meant for my friend, and it was turned into drama just because I wouldn't leave, even for some unknown reason. I don't know what to think now or why it was such a big deal that we were at the same party when neither of us even talked at all. Am I the a-hole for being the cause of a scene because I denied her request? And there are some relevant comments, but what do you think?
No, she should have never requested that.
It was a
crazy.
silly request. And also just very unreasonable to ask at someone else's party where you're both there to support your friend. No. I don't like it one bit. And I think that kid's your kid.
Ooh.
Might be your kid. That might be the complicated thing is that you're the father of that child.
Yeah.
To really duke this out correctly, one guy gets a sword, the other guy gets a sword, You just have at it.
Sword fight.
Sword fight.
Yep. But if you can't find swords, you can maybe make do with what you
A
have.
good old-fashioned duelist sword fight.
Zolo Blaze says, not the a-hole. If she would have kept her distance, none of this would have happened. You realized and kept your distance, and it was 2 years ago. If you're still stuck on a hookup from years ago while in a relationship, there is an issue. And you're also a friend of the host, so she has no right to tell you to leave. OP says she did keep her distance aside from talking to me in private. I don't know what his deal was, but it was the fact that he saw me at the party at all is what set him off, apparently. Zolo Blaze says, my question is, how did he know who you were without her telling him? Like, if she wouldn't have said anything, I don't think there would have been an issue. OP says, guessing that maybe she told him or something prior to us bumping into each other at the baby shower? She looked freaked out, so obviously neither of us were expecting to see each other. Tori Potter says, how old is her kid? And could it possibly be yours? This is the first commenter that's throwing that suggestion into the ring.
Into the ring.
How wild would it be to go onto Reddit and be like, hey, why do you am I the a-hole for not leaving a party? And then someone's like, hey, could that be your kid? And then they're
Just
maybe
out
right.
of nowhere. Hey,
Yeah.
is that your baby?
This seems like a huge overreaction for a previous hookup with no issues, commitments to each other. OP says, you guys really have me scratching my head now with this one. I didn't get to see him much, but I'd say probably under a year old, but definitely not like a newborn. Well, crap, now I'm more lost. Spiritual Check says, search her social media. If she's in mom's groups, I bet she posted thousands of pictures of the day the kid was born. You can track his age pretty easily, to be honest. OP says,
That's
weird.
That was weird.
Yeah. You can find this child's age.
You can triangulate the age based on her posts in her mother's groups.
OP just needs to tell me if, like, the baby can walk. Is it a walking baby or is it a...
Is it a talking baby?
Is it a... Yeah.
A walking
did it talk?
baby?
Did it walk or did it just sit and do nothing?
A stocking baby?
Because if it's a walking baby... That's probably like, almost 2-year-old. Yeah, it took me a while because she posts a lot, but yeah, the kid is about 7 months old. Oh, then the timeline's freaking me out more and more. I really do need to talk to her. I guess, but I thought it was 2 years ago, so it would have had to been like the last, very last month or something that you guys were together.
Well, 2 years.
It doesn't quite, it seems like OP
16
thinks,
months.
so maybe it wasn't quite 2 years ago.
I don't know.
Designer Smile 91 says, how long were you gone the second time? If the kid is 7 months, then it might not be yours, but she probably cheated on her boyfriend with you. OP says, I left back for work right after Christmas in 2020. We were already hooking up for 4 months before that. If he's 7 months old, doing the math, because that's all I've been double checking all night, it's possible she was lying and was with him around that time because she was definitely pregnant then, or he's mine. Oh, so there's a possibility that it's not his kid, but she cheated
already
with
pregnant.
him. Yeah.
Oh, pregnant cheating. The switcheroo.
Yeah.
Cheating while pregnant.
Or someone else's, who knows, but that's why I'm reaching out just to be sure. Small town mortician says, not the a-hole, but out of curiosity, what did your host think of the whole thing? OP says she was pretty confused too. I haven't really talked to her directly about what happened, only when I was saying bye to her and her boyfriend. And there is an update 1 week later.
Oh boy.
So our options right now are she cheated on her current partner with OP, and OP didn't know while she was pregnant. Second option, this kid is OP's. And third option, this kid is just someone else's entirely.
Fourth option, they all become best friends.
Yay!
Fifth option, Husband Brothers, the new TV series.
Sixth
option,
they
got
got
the baby in
a
a
donor.
what?
From
A donor.
From a drone. It was like the stork.
Like the stork.
The
Like
dro-
the stork.
yeah.
Like the stork.
The storks have gone extinct. Now we have baby
Option
drones.
7 through 10 to be decided later. Update 1 week later. Dang, I don't know what to say, but everyone really wanted to know what happened. Gonna start off first and say I spoke to my friend whose baby shower it was to apologize for the drama. I had no idea that was gonna happen. Just so she hears it from me first, like a commenter suggested I do. She had no idea my ex and I had a past, but she told me it was fine. The party was awkward after, but that's on them, and she doesn't blame me. It was great to hear because this was meant for her to celebrate her baby. And as her friend, I wanted to be there celebrating with them. So I got all the confirmation from her, plus you guys, that I wasn't the a-hole. Obviously, all of you want to know the answer to the main question of, is this baby my kid, or what was their deal after all? There's no way that OP's coming on this casual and about to tell us that it's his baby. So I don't think it's his baby.
I think he might be super casual and being like, yeah, it's my baby, but I don't have to raise it.
Peace out.
Woo!
We did talk on the phone. She went first and beat me to the topic. Probably read my mind because she started off with telling me she had something to talk about after apologizing for blaming me about the party. To sum it up, we agreed to get a paternity test done ASAP because I couldn't handle this curiosity. It was already driving me crazy.
Dude.
He definitely is my kid?
What?
Why did you start that so casually?
What? There was no paternity test done, but there was clearly knowledge that this was a thing? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Well, I was wrong. I've looked at the results a million times since they got back, but she already knew my son was mine. She found out she was pregnant after I left. She didn't want to tell me because when I went back for work, she wasn't told until after I'd already flew back, and that hurt her, since it seemed like I didn't care much. She was scared I wouldn't be willing to go back and help take care of our kid. This was hard for me to hear. I was actually crying when we talked about it in person. I'm still in shock learning this, but she let me come meet him a day ago, and it was emotional AF. Holding him really got me. He's so dang big already. That whole day I spent it with my son. Then we stayed up late talking about how we're going to do this then. This is new to me, so we're going to go with the flow, but holy F, I have a son. That's so crazy, right?
God, I fear for this child.
But you know what else is crazy?
Emotional AF.
Listening to full episodes of stories just like this, just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. Wow, there's a little bit left to this story, but I'm just shocked that OP's like, yeah, guys, hey, you're probably all wondering if I've got any updates. Got some tea the other day, went on a walk. Oh, and also this kid is mine.
I'm a father.
That was how that felt.
Yeah, I guess it's being a little cavalier. Yeah, I guess you're handling it better than most people. Well, you're handling it better than I would.
Yeah, at least you're not like, oh my God, I have a son. Ah.
I don't like the reasoning of like, you guys were kind of like casually
hooking up.
Yeah. You leave for work and she's like, oh, well, because you left, I didn't tell you?
No, that was a ridiculous excuse.
That's such nonsense.
It also just feels like everything that she's done has been kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like she tells you to leave the party because she doesn't want you to realize that you're her son's kid or father.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's nonsense.
It's a nonsense excuse.
The other guy may have had more money, or she wanted him in his life more than you. And you're the mistake.
He absolutely would have known, though.
I would assume you'd have to, right? I don't know.
He's really bad at math.
Maybe she had. Who knows what if there was a story or.
I just think it's
we'll probably never hear the story that her boyfriend got. But it's just crazy to me to be like, I was afraid that you wouldn't come back, so I made sure that you would never come back.
That doesn't make any sense. As far as her boyfriend, seems like it wasn't cheating. At least from what she tells me and the little bit of info I got from him, which he was pissed about. They weren't exclusive either, but after she got pregnant, he was only willing to be around as long as I wasn't. Wow.
Okay.
He sucks too. I'm sorry, he willingly, he insisted that the birth father wouldn't be involved and wasn't to know.
Which it didn't sound like he needed to do that anyway.
No.
Because he wouldn't have been involved. So I just wonder what's been told to everybody. Feels like there's a lot of webs that have been woven.
And obviously seeing me pissed him off because he thought I was still living out of state. It's a mess right now, but he doesn't want to be around if I am. But my son is my kid. Yeah, F off, dude. OP can just sue for custody. What is this guy gonna do? Oh, I'm not, leave then. None of his business. He told me not to worry about the relationship because the only thing she wanted was to make sure my son had a dad in his life. Even if I've got no idea what I'm doing right now, being his dad, it's what I want to be for him. We already missed on all this time. I'm excited to see him again tomorrow. And some relevant comments. P. Jinx says, good on you for being present now that you're aware. Hopefully her boyfriend can realize that you're not an enemy. Having more parents is not a bad thing for a kid, as long as everyone can put his well-being before any petty drama and territorial disputes. LOL. Fingers crossed that things continue to improve. OP says, well, he kept to his word and they broke up. It's too bad he couldn't see it that way, but at least he left a time where my son won't have memories of him. Nice Button says, as awful as it is that you found out this way, I'm so glad you now have the opportunity to build a relationship with your son. All the best to you. And OP says, it sucks because I would have loved to be there when he was a newborn. Never got to hear his heartbeat the first time or witness his birth or be there for the newborn milestones. At least he's still a baby right now and he can grow up knowing I'm his dad. He's not walking yet, so I will do everything to be there seeing his first steps. Anika Quinn says, this is great. Good for you. Though I do find it a bit unsettling that she's willing to just drop someone she's been dating since she was pregnant, who's the only father figure the kid has known so far at the drop of a hat, for someone who she isn't romantically involved with and still lives and works out of state. So you clearly didn't read the story because the boyfriend that you're saying is the only father figure the kid knew said either you don't let the birth father be involved at all, which would be illegal, or I break up with you. So we broke up with her.
Sophia, that's just a master negotiator at work.
Exactly.
You don't get it.
I just don't.
He's just about his business.
Whoa, hate to stop you right there, but we gotta let you know something. We're giving away $100 to one of you guys. Yeah,
That's like a lot of chilies.
it is. What do you have to do? You gotta go to our public live streams, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 3 p.m. PST.
You know what else you can get with that?
What's that?
A lot of sushi too. That's a nice sushi dinner right there.
She's naming some really good stuff right now. So just click the link in the comments or the QR code and fill out the survey with your name and number.
Pair of new shoes, maybe.
We'll call you sometime during the end of the stream, and one of you lucky few get this $100.
Mariah, you are the winner.
Again, we will give you a call, but that's about it. Pretty easy.
You could get a cool hat, like his hat.
All right, back to the story.
Like, there's a few ways to look at that, but I'd be cautious at the very least around her if I were you. OP says, no, not someone she isn't romantically involved with. I'm the child's father. While she's mostly to blame for accepting his condition, which I understand is also my fault for leaving without telling her, he had no right trying to keep my kid from me. But y'all were like hooking up for a couple of months. I mean, it's not cool. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't know that you have a kid.
Yeah, if I'm more concerned about anything, it'd be like that you kept my child from me for 7 months.
For 7 months?
I'd be a little. I'd
Kept
have
it a secret?
some kind of feeling about that.
Not good. He shouldn't have gone involved if all it took for him to want out was me showing up to be a dad to my kid. And that is the end of that story, folks.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know if that probably wasn't the only thing,
What?
but it was probably one thing for sure.
What do you mean? Like that you dropped him?
Yeah, well, like that if he comes back, we're breaking up. I'm sure there was more to it than that.
It seems like that was his. I mean, at least that's what we have. But also kind of, it makes sense in a bad way. You know, like I'm not justifying what this boyfriend did, but it seems like his thought process is, well, if I'm going to raise another man's kid, I don't even want the other man to be there, you know?
Yeah, could be that. Could be like, oh yeah, I don't know. It could be it could be anything. I feel like she would make up a story because she already like kept the pregnancy and the baby from.
Yeah.
So then like I don't know. It doesn't feel like a big leap to me to be like with the guy that she's dating now being like, oh yeah, well the dad just like ran off.
Yeah.
Because that's way easier to explain than like, oh, well, I don't know. I figured it out, but then he left for work and I didn't know if I wanted to tell him and I didn't tell him. And then I just figured, oh my God, I'm scared. And I know, blah, blah, blah. It's just so much easier to go. Yeah, he just left.
Ran off. Yeah.
And then he'd be like, well, I'm not just going to, I don't want the guy who just left to just like come back. But either way, it's like,
Yeah.
you don't get the say.
Yeah, because he thought he was still out of state. So, yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. But that's the end of that story, folks. And we've got another one coming right up.
I don't think I'm going to my best friend's wedding.
Why not?
So, I have a very good friend whom I've known for well over 10 years. She got engaged a while back, and I was very happy for her, as her fiancé is the sweetest guy, and I always thought they were the dream couple. By the way, this comes from a deleted user, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit, and we are here to give you good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do, so if you would do something different, let us know in the comments, as OP says. This friend has been in therapy for years, is anxious, and always needed the support, validation, and attention of others to make decisions, which I tried to respect. I'll admit it was a lot sometimes. She also desperately wants kids, which is something I desperately do not want.
Well, good thing y'all aren't dating.
Good thing y'all aren't making no babies.
There's no issue here.
But
Oh.
we've always been very understanding of each other in this regard. She never gave me that "you'll change your mind" speech, and I've always supported her in starting a family. One thing I'll mention is that I hate when people have a problem with me and wait months before bringing it up, usually in an unrelated argument. This is something my manipulative sister-in-law used to do before my brother went no contact with the entire family. This will come into play later. I just started my first job, and in a matter of 2 weeks, I had to find an apartment and move by myself halfway across the country. It's been both physically and mentally draining, but apart from being very tired, I'm taking the huge change unexpectedly well. This Monday, I received a cryptic message from this friend with whom I've been discussing every detail of the wedding so far. The dress, the venue, the invites, the color scheme, you name it. She told me she needs to meet me for 5 minutes in our hometown and asked when I would be available. I told her that I don't live there anymore since I started the job a week prior, which she knew I was due to start any day.
If we just need 5 minutes, they'll call.
Ring, ring,
Let's
ring,
get a
ring,
little
ring,
call
ring, ring,
action.
banana
it'd be
phone.
kind of crazy to just meet in person for 5 minutes.
Doesn't really seem like it needs to be an in-person scenario. We can do this over the digital airwaves.
But sometimes it's good to.
What is she
If
gonna
someone
drop?
told me that they wanted to meet to talk about something for 5 minutes, I'd be like, can we make this?
What
can
if
we
they?
go get
What if they come to you?
coffee?
Can we Google Meet?
Well, just I'm like, can we?
I
make,
don't
if
want
we're-
anyone
if
to
we gotta
hear
meet
it.
in person. Let's do a little longer.
Well, she's like, what are you gonna tell me? You can tell me bad news?
Yeah,
You can't come to the wedding? What are we doing?
let's find
Yeah,
out.
just give me the bad. Just tell me. Don't make me see you in person and tell me bad. I know it's bad now. Just tell me. I understand she has her own life and she can't remember everything each of her friends tells her. I said I was sorry, but I probably wouldn't be free for the next few weeks because life is still crazy. I'm still pretty much living out of my suitcase in the new city. I don't even own a pillow or more than one towel or set of sheets. Plus, I'm going through a brutal training at work. I expected this was about the invites, but I wasn't sure because she wouldn't explicitly tell me why she needed to meet. I offered several alternatives. She could wait a few weeks, send the invites by mail or electronically, or give them to my parents who live near her. Her response is, no, we couldn't.
Okay, the only way is if you're some kind of spy and this is life or death.
Yeah, that you have to meet in person because someone's tracing your phone.
Yeah, but if it was, you'd be toast already.
Yeah, they would have found you because you already had this conversation over text.
Yeah, you could have already said what you needed to say. Say what you need to say.
Say what you need to say.
Say what you need to.
Say.
The only thing she told me was she needed to see me within the next 2 weeks. But even though I asked 2 or 3 times, she wouldn't tell me why it couldn't wait. I found out 2 days later that the reason was she needed a definite guest list. I had already agreed to go about a year ago, and that she wanted to give me a few mini wedding cakes her mom had made. This is a tradition where I come from that nobody really does anymore. I again explained that right now was just about the worst time she could have come to me with this, and hoped she would understand my situation. Instead, what followed was a 2-day-long argument over text and voice messages where I tried to set boundaries.
Oh my goodness, not the voice memos.
So
I just feel like you're not listening to me, and I really just don't. Can you hear me?
18-minute voice message.
Sorry, it was in my pocket.
18-minute voice message. You could have just said the thing you needed to say in the voice message. Come on, man. She basically tried to manipulate me, saying things like, "You're really hurting me," or "I need a break from you and your behavior." I even offered to call her because we weren't getting anywhere over text, but she said she didn't have time and didn't want to call me anymore. At the peak of the argument, she pulled out the classic, "I feel like you're so bothered by me, and I feel like you don't give a crap about my wedding." By that point, I had said several times that I was exhausted and not doing well mentally due to all the stress. This was an added stress where she was literally asking me to travel 2 hours both ways for a 5-minute conversation and to give her a piece of paper with info I already knew. Then she brought up that I allegedly told her about 8 months ago that I planned on stopping talking to her once she had kids.
Now she's lying? That would be pretty crazy if OP said, yeah, once you have kids, you're never seeing me again.
Yeah, it's done. Once you have the kids, I'm out. I'm allergic.
You could talk to them.
Allergic to children. I'm allergic to children. I can't talk to you. You've got kids. And I'm allergic to them.
How long is this going to go on?
Just that.
Wait till you hear the chorus.
Allergic.
No. No.
Back then, I mentioned I was scared we'd grow apart due to the living different lifestyles because I know many child-free people who lost friends that way. I said, I remember that conversation very differently, but I can't be completely sure. Yeah, I have a feeling that is how that conversation went. You were like, oh, I'm afraid to lose you when you have kids.
Yeah, and she heard, I'm never talking to you again once you have kids.
And I'll hate you forever.
Patooey. And OP said, I don't quite remember it how you're remembering it.
Oh, you're remembering it the exact opposite of me? No, cool. I asked her that next time she has a problem to let me know sooner so we could deal with it right then and not wait for an argument. At that time, I wanted to tell her to go F herself because unpleasant memories of my brother and his wife came back, but I think I handled it well. Yeah,
I
you would
only
be
told
the
her to
a-hole
go
for doing
screw
that.
herself.
You would be wrong for memories of someone else that you're dealing with emotions about. I don't know. That feels like it would be misdirected.
To tell them to go F themselves?
Yeah, because it's like, now I'm thinking of something.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Yeah, but
That's
you didn't.
your thing,
You didn't
but
do
you
it.
didn't.
So you're fine.
Her response was that I was being condescending and treating her like a child, which was hurting her real bad.
OP, I mean, you should tell your friend that if she were a child, if you were treating her like a child, then you wouldn't be talking to her.
I don't talk to kids. I'm allergic.
With a 1L.
She repeated that I didn't care about her at all and that she felt I was bothered by her wedding. I literally went out of my way to be supportive in the past, even going to dress shopping with her instead of studying for finals during my master's. After her aforementioned break from my behavior, I reached out one more time and calmly said that what she said triggered me and that I was trying to set boundaries for which I felt punished. She more calmly said that she wasn't sure she wanted me at the wedding anymore, to which I said I wasn't sure I wanted to go either. The decision was ultimately hers. What really got me was that this whole argument was caused by the fact that all her other friends were literally jumping for joy when she gave them invites, which I didn't do. She's known me for years. I'm Eastern European. My family does not give a F about birthdays or holidays. Weddings are just family get-togethers where we catch up on gossip and drink ourselves under the table. I didn't want to give a fake reaction. I literally went to another friend's wedding as her maid of honor, and she asked me, I hope you know I want you as my maid of honor. I said, sure, I can do that. She said, great. And that was that. I can be happy for my friend, but I'm not going to give her a Hollywood-level performance just so she doesn't get offended.
Now I'm wondering how you responded to that. Like
I
when
mean,
she invited you.
Here's what I'll say. If she already told you at a different wedding,
Yeah.
you're going to be my maid of honor, and you went, okay, you're already
Yeah.
invited. Getting an invite to the wedding, you're like, okay, knew that was going to happen. It's how exciting for you.
Yeah.
Knew that was going to happen, though I knew I was going to your wedding. You told me I was going to be your maid of honor.
Mm-hmm.
I told her to take a week to discuss this with her fiance and let me know if she wanted me to come or not. It is her wedding after all. The more I think about it, the less I feel like going. If she went this bat crap over the invites, I can't imagine what's next. And I already feel anxious. I won't cheer loud enough or smile bright enough for her taste. I don't want to be that friend who drops her just before her wedding. And despite all this, I do still care about her. But this feels like nothing I do will be good enough. I worry she'll tell the rest of her friends her side of the story, and I'll be the black sheep at the wedding. My fiance won't be coming with me, and the only other person I'll know there is her mom. I discussed this with my mom, fiance, and 3 close friends, 2 of whom don't know her, and 1 who dropped her years ago for similar reasons. All of them basically told me she was being extremely manipulative and that I should definitely drop her. I think it might be best to let this one go, but I wondered if I should at least go to the wedding to show her that I really did care before ending the friendship. And there is an update, but
Nina Nilsson is kind of saying what I was thinking. She says, perhaps OP is a little too cold, but her friend should already know that and not expect something different. Yeah, I mean, it does seem like your reaction was... Personally, if my friend came to me and was like, here's the wedding invite, you're going to the maid of honor, I'm so excited. I'd be like, oh my God, like, thank you. I'm so excited for you. You don't even need to be like, you could just be like, I'm so excited
But
for you.
like that, I think that might have been what she did. She said that OP specifically said because she did not jump for joy.
But I mean,
like I'm imagining like,
like
yay! Oh my God! Ah! Like that because you didn't do that.
Well, the way that OP said it just sounded like she was just, because she said, I'm Eastern European, we don't give big reaction. It just sounded she was like, okay, or like, that's exciting. And I'm not, but the thing is, that would be kind of messed up had she not, like, if she had never met you before.
I've never met
but
you,
she
and
knew,
you
she's
also
known you.
did not know that you were told long ago that you would be a part of the wedding. So yeah, duh, of course you're gonna be going.
Yeah.
And I think that we could take into account that this is written after all of this has happened. So it's like, yeah, the sub, like the, what's it called, English major?
I don't know.
Subtext.
Subtext.
The tone. Tonality? I don't know. It's written just like, I'm the blah.
Yeah. Well, it just feels like OP's already like, I'm fed up with this friend, so who cares about her wedding? And she reminds me of my sister-in-law.
Yeah.
It just feels like you guys are both kind of like, I think we both need to take a step back and maybe just reach out at some point, because this is an important friend. Say like, hey, really didn't mean for you to read, anything that I said as not excited. Was very excited to go to your wedding, just dealing with a lot, and leave it at that. And then just don't stop responding to all of her voicemails.
Yeah, just in the midst of like moving cities.
Yeah.
Let's get into the update. Thanks, y'all, for your insights and suggestions. I've decided I'm going to let this friend go. I'll text her by the end of the week, tell her I've thought about this and decided it's best for both of us if I don't go. I'll add well wishes for the wedding, their home and family planning, and to say hi to her fiance for me, since I consider him a good friend. And by the way, you'd be a good friend to us if you listen to full episodes of stories just like this on your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever it is, just search OK Storytime, and you've got endless stream of gold nuggets. And in this context, the gold nuggets are stories.
Honestly, I am wondering how good of friends you guys are, because it seems like maybe it seems like she's stressed about her wedding. You're stressed about everything that's going on in your life, and you both let that stress kind of overwhelm you and lashed out at each other. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, I think OP's been building up the over it factor for a while.
Yeah.
They alluded to this friend always being like, oh, there's always something.
A lot of anxious.
There's always something going on. And I think we've all had friends like that where sometimes it's just like, when will it stop? It's just always something.
No, I know people who are like, just always have something negative happening in their life. I'm like, does anything good happen?
But
did you see a ladybug today?
Not like, I don't know, not stuff out of their control. It's when people take stuff that's totally within the realm of control, just like reach out your hand and do something, manipulate your environment.
It seems like this relationship was kind of heading on this track.
Well, we have a final update here. Update 2. I got a message from her on Wednesday. She sent me a questionnaire asking me to fill it out, saying, if you want to go, fill this out. Thanks. No greeting, no apology, no invitation. As I mentioned several times, I just texted her today saying I won't be coming. I kept it civil, wished her lots of love and good health, and said hi to her fiance. I expect no response and can't read any messages from her anymore. If she tries to pester me again, I'll block her. For those who think I was too nice, believe me, I love proving people wrong. I did that since she kept insisting I didn't care about her wedding or happiness. Update 3, I met her in my home city over the weekend.
Oh, boy.
Finally gonna have that 5-minute conversation. She's just gonna meet up with you, and she's just like, I don't know, I've just been asking anyone who I can find. My computer's been running slow.
Come on, dude. Come on.
That was for you.
Whatever.
That was for you.
That was a delicious comment.
She saw me, her eyes went wide, and she looked at the ground, pretending like I wasn't there.
Yikes.
She surprised me today by responding to my message saying she was deeply saddened by my decision but would respect it and wished me the best. I still don't regret my decision and feel so much better mentally since I told her I'm not coming.
She could have had that 5-minute conversation with you there. And then instead of doing it, she was like, no, I'm going to wait until I get back home and text her. So weird.
I didn't really like any of that.
No.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
I
I'm
don't know.
not qualified enough to know how I feel.
Honestly, I feel like it's a little bit like you guys are both to blame for this friendship falling apart.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But I would understand if you have a friend, your friend's doing this wedding thing, and then she's like, I feel like you don't even like my wedding or me, and you don't even care, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, girl, I've moved. I moved 2 hours away to a city. I have no furniture. I don't even have pillows. I'm trying to get my work sorted out, and you're over here just like trying to tell me I'm making you anxious. I'm anxious.
But we've got another story, so you don't have to be anxious about that.
That's right.
Woo-wee. My friends gaslit me for months, so I quit our viral content group.
What are they gonna do?
And this comes directly from the r/OKstorytime subreddit.
Blah,
Dakota?
blah, blah.
Is this you?
It's me. I'm not here right now.
Hi, guys. I watch your videos and listen to your podcast all the time. I'm in a pickle and never thought I'd actually make one of these posts, but I guess there's a first time for everything. Welcome. I, 24 female, was in a group content creator thing. We all shared an account, similar to everyone in OKstorytime. I can't go into specific details because if I explain the niche, it would be kind of obvious to pinpoint specific people. By the way, this comes from Maladaptive Nightmare. If you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit, and we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, when we originally started sharing this account, it was fun. We were all friends, just sharing what we love and hanging out. We were also doing events for people within this niche and wanted to show that there were people in the community trying to bring new events and fun. Last year, an event we hosted went super viral.
Oh, yeah?
Although it was very stressful, we really enjoyed it. And it gave us the drive to share even more content and do more for the community because we wouldn't have had the outreach without them.
Who are these people?
Who are you?
VTubers.
However, around March, things started to turn for the worse. After the event, I thought things were going okay, but I started to feel that the relationship we once had was gradually becoming more distant and unstable. Over several months, we started to get into more arguments and verbal confrontations about how things were done and our different opinions. Roles and autonomy in the group became imbalanced. I think it's super hard to, if you go into kind of any sort of content or theater, film, anything like that, and don't establish any sort of roles, like, or hierarchy, not hierarchy, but you don't have pre-established roles. I think it can be super hard to function in the long term.
You have to immediately find the beta.
Yeah.
And you say, you will be the
You're
mop.
the weakling.
The mop and bucket
You're the
person.
mop.
No, don't do that. Everyone just be cool.
Many of these discussions and arguments were because the biggest issue, in my opinion, was that I felt like no one would listen to me. To keep this post short, I will give a few examples of how I felt ignored or passed over. One example is when I posted a video around the time of my birthday. I mentioned a group of celebrities that I really like in the video and dedicated it to them. The video went super viral and many people in the niche were commenting and tagging the celebrities. Around the same time, the celebrities announced they would be visiting my city. I made another video about the same group and it went viral again. I was elated and told the group about it. I suggested we get in contact with their companies, showcase our videos, and perhaps do a giveaway for official tickets to meet them. You would think this would be a good idea, especially with how viral my videos were. However, I was met with silence the first time I suggested it. I asked again, thinking maybe they hadn't seen it, and was told to hold off because they were planning something related to these celebrities, which I had no idea about. I thought it was weird because we always tell each other our ideas before starting any planning, so I brushed it off. Over the course of 5 weeks, I kept asking if I could get in contact with them while the videos were still viral. I was either met with silence or told to hold off. And at that point, you do it anyway.
You just do it.
You just do it.
Do it.
Then someone else in the group proposed the exact same thing with a completely different group of celebrities and was immediately given the green light. I asked about mine again as the date of the celebrity's arrival got closer. I was told no and to hold on because something was being planned. 2 weeks before the celebrities came, I asked again and confessed I was hurt that someone else's idea was approved while mine wasn't. I still wasn't given a legitimate reason why I couldn't do it. Eventually, they told me they had dropped their plans some time ago and forgot to tell me.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, when was some time ago?
Yeah, we're only operating in a time period of 2 weeks.
At that point, it was too late to contact the companies, and the videos weren't getting as much engagement. Another time, I asked if we could have a meeting before summer. Every time I asked, I was ignored. Weeks later, someone else asked for the same thing, and magically everyone responded. To keep this short, imagine incidents like this happening over 15 times in about 6 months. These were not the first incidents, and they still haven't shown signs of acknowledging that they hurt me. It really hurt to see people who used to listen to me simply ignore me. I told them multiple times that I was hurt, and all I got was, "We're so busy. We didn't see it," or "I'm sorry." It felt like empty words. I tried communicating my feelings one more time, and someone suggested we talk on a specific day and asked if people were free on Sunday at 6 p.m. Only one other person beside myself responded. By the time we tried to coordinate the meeting, a new conversation about a concert took over. I tried to re-engage, and again, I was ignored. I felt exhausted and decided to leave the group and the chat. But we don't want you to ever leave your favorite podcast app because you can listen to full episodes just like this if you go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime.
Oh, yeah.
There is a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
Spread your wings and fly.
Yeah, you already have proven to yourself that you are able to make videos that go viral multiple times, it seems, and that you have like the business sense. Continue doing that and to make events happen that will help your brand and everything. So I think take that knowledge and leave if you don't feel like you're being uplifted in this community.
Yeah, if you're just being froze, if you're being kept on the outside.
Yeah.
No, sometimes it'll happen like in a group, like, I don't know what you guys are doing, but sometimes it's like clearly you were doing some stuff that was really good. All it takes is like one person in that group to be like,
I'm jealous.
I don't like that they did it good. I want to do it good.
and then like it can just start to unravel
Seems like
the
that
group
happened here.
dynamic.
But there is a little bit left. After I left, all heck broke loose. They started messaging me privately, asking for me to talk to them and give them another chance, but I really don't want to. It hurts to be ignored by my friends, but I feel like they only want me to stay because they don't want to lose the account we have, not because they want to be better friends. It feels weird. Sorry for the vagueness and rushed feelings. I'm about to get on a call with them. We'll update later, but I'm not sure if I even want to continue being friends with people who ignore me and brush over my feelings. So am I the a-hole for leaving the business I had with my friends? And am I wrong for feeling conflicted about keeping the friendship? And that is the end of the story. I feel like if you're not seeing, regardless of whether or not you had the business, just in a regular friendship, if you have time and time again brought up how you feel and have been ignored, those aren't friends that are supporting you. It doesn't seem like they're good friends. And especially when you're trying to work together, you need to all be listening to each other or the business doesn't work.
Always be listening.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're an a-hole. I don't think you're wrong for feeling conflicted. They're your friends.
Yeah.
Times it's hard to do business with your friends,
Ain't that the truth?
you know?
Good luck, OP. I think if you don't want to be part of this group and you feel like you can do better on your own, I think follow that instinct.
Go spread your wings.
But that's the end of that story, and we've got some comments from a previous video.
Oh boy. All right. These comments are from the video I'm Suspicious of My Boyfriend's Hot Professor, which was posted on September 2nd of this year. TLDR is OP's boyfriend became friends with his young professor who shares his hobby. The professor joined group trips, shared an Airbnb, and texted weekly. OP felt suspicious and uncomfortable about their closeness. Then the professor found a Reddit post about herself and decided to set the record straight with receipts, claiming the boyfriend invited her to everything. She was never actually drunk, and OP completely ignored her at dinner. But her version of events raises even more questions about what really happened. If you're curious to know the full story, you can go watch the full video.
I remember this story.
I do too.
I think it was like, it seemed like the original OP skewed a lot of things, at
Yeah.
least according to the professor. Because I think she said that she was never his professor.
She was like a assistant
Yeah.
professor, or
It
like
was like never his professor. or
she was
anything.
like she only taught like one class per week.
Hmm.
Was actually just an accountant.
Yeah.
And was just doing this for like I don't know,
Yeah.
to get to experience.
And my cat's name is Karen says, "You've read this story before, right? You are."
Jamie Bailey says, I found the accountant side of the story completely sus. Remember that she is married and has reason to defend herself. The boyfriend said she invited herself, and she says he invited her. One of them is lying here, and the one who did other sus things is her. Her version of the events doesn't match on the meeting either. Opie said she greeted Bob warmly and didn't even acknowledge her. There is no way to interpret a wave at and a hi to them both as warmly greeting one person while ignoring the other. Because if you only made eye contact with one, you only greeted one. Why would Bob have gotten mad at the accountant if she made eye contact with and greeted them both? Sus, sus, sus.
I mean, someone's lying and we just can't know who.
Someone's lying.
Someone's a liar.
Something's rotten in the state of.
DM Cole says, I'm just an adjunct professor, and that's a shaky professional line to cross. It doesn't matter if he's a former student, graduate, or colleagues would have a few questions that they found out they were hanging out.
Yeah, that would raise eyebrows for sure.
World Domination 92 says, as someone who's been on the other side of being misinterpreted, I wish I heard it from the person. Instead, I heard it years later from a third party. It's just like this situation. If OP and ex-professor talked at all, this lost in translation would have been cleared. Instead, I think OP already had thought bad of her and just continued to find faults.
Yeah. So we have both sides. People seeing both sides of the story.
We got a real ambiguous story.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And Dwight Smith 1123 says OP is insecure. That's the basis of this whole story. No one did anything wrong in the story except the accountant to be friendly to someone who she knows doesn't like her without reason is nonsense. I think OP just kept using the professor thing to try and support her insecurity by using the power dynamics. However, we all know she's an accountant, not a professor. All the accountant did was hang out with a group of friends, never alone with OP's boyfriend, so it's nothing but insecurities. Bob literally was just existing, trying to hang out with friends. All these expos and stuff they went to was with a group, so why should it be suspicious? He invites her to join the party. OP needs to fix her insecurities, plain and simple. Yeah, also the boyfriend shouldn't have been, I get he was like, friendly, but I don't know. There's a line there. I think the boyfriend egged it on too.
Men, stop talking to women that aren't your girlfriend.
I don't think he did anything. I think he went out with his friends and she was one of his friends.
Shouldn't be. She's not your girlfriend.
Can't be friends with anybody who's not your girlfriend.
Can't be friends with anyone who's not your girlfriend or isn't your girlfriend's friend.
Exactly.
The
you
only
saved it
people,
there.
the only people
You
you can
saved
be
it
friends
there.
with are your
Are
girlfriend,
your girlfriend
and her friends.
and her friend.
And even then, it's like, why do you need more than just your girlfriend?
But your girlfriend needs her friend.
That was a good story. I liked that story. Y'all should go watch it.
Go watch that story.
And also, Keon doesn't know how to do the YMCA.
Yeah, right?
I saw him in the background.
That's the
Alright,
end
stay
of
on-
this
stay on
story,
focus.
folks. Keon doesn't know how to do the YMCA. And if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you, and see you tomorrow.